TJ here from smokescreendesign.com, bringing to you an update on a video that I made not too long ago. It's about this image that I was discussing on the Isle of Man being seen from Winter Hill, and I didn't realize it was made by my friend Global Fairy Tale. You can find him on YouTube. And so we went over his calculation that he had. He was just figuring curvature and using that as a basis of how much should be visible, which forgot to add in the height of the observer as well as the height of the island to determine what you can and cannot see. We're going to go over that right now. I've got a few pictures and things that I wanted to share with you. We put that image out there for people to tell us just to refute or whatever, and well, we didn't really get anything that was serious or serious to consider, meaning just there was just some really dumb stuff that people said. So if you got anything to refute it, you'll get your opportunity. And here's a picture from Blackpool, and we can see the Isle of Man in the background with those windmills. Those windmills are about 400, I believe it's like 400 or 500 or 300 to 400, something like that, 300 to 500 feet high. So pretty high. And we can see this here. This is, as I said, from Blackpool. If you look at this, it's pretty straight and flat. And if you pay attention to when you look at the ocean, water, lakes, whatever, it's always pretty flat. And we can see the whole island. When you look at the Isle of Man and you see how it drops off, which is a good picture up here. Let me try this one. Not the best picture, but you can see the Isle of Man on the there's this one edge. I don't know if this is it or not, but it just has a rapid slant down, and that's how you know you're getting down to the ground level. So we see here, you're getting down to the ground level with that slant there. And it takes a while to look through pictures to kind of really figure it out, even though you can't get really any perfect pictures to see. These windmills, I believe, are 20 miles off of the Isle of Man. They're in the water. Here's another one. Island is way back there. And this one here is from Cleveland's, I don't know, something like that. And you can still see the island. It's harder to see on this one. This camera's not as good. And it says you can see the Isle of Man in the right conditions and throughout the whole year. So let's take a look at this. So it's obvious these guys are on the beach. And we'll get to the Isle of Man picture. So let's get in here to the beach. So I named that here. Here's Cleveland's right here. So the beach was actually right here. I can't move this, can I? Let me do a new one. Now spell that right. I think I will. So when we take a look at this, here's the beach, and we see the beach looking down here. We can see the beach is anywhere from 12 feet in elevation all the way out to negative. Let's go back and look at that picture. Got some beach here. Alright, so we're going to keep that in mind. So let's see how far away this is from the Isle of Man. which that is really close to one of our other objects, and that's the Rossall Beach. So Cleveland's, let's say about right here. Doesn't ever seem to want to work right with those place marks. So we're looking at about 59 miles. Okay, 59 miles. So let's go back to our calculator. Distance of 59 miles. We've got 2,320 feet of curve. What that means is from here to here, we've got 2,000, gosh, I forgot what I said already. 2,320 feet. So with the curve, the Isle of Man should be under a curve of 2,320 feet, and the Isle of Man is 2,034 feet. So that means this would be, the whole island would be completely under the curve, completely under. It would not be visible at all from Cleveland's beach. Now, there is something else we need to take into consideration. Let's say the height of the observer, let's say they're on the beach, they're 6 feet tall taking this picture right here. We see they're on the beach. They're taking the picture at 6 feet tall, and let's say the distance was, say, 59 miles. So that means anything that is 2,091 feet would be hidden. So 2,091 feet or below would be hidden behind curve, would not be visible. So this is certainly visible. This up here is 2,034 feet. So let's say, well, maybe they're not on the beach. Maybe they've got a little more elevation. And let's see here, what kind of elevation are we seeing in this area? Not really seeing much. 10 feet. So the elevation here is pretty low. 10, 11, 12. So let's try. So 6 feet plus elevation. We'll say 12 feet elevation plus 6 would be 18. So now we're seeing that below the curve is 1,930. So that means we would only see 100 feet of curve. Can't tell how much curvature that would be. So between these two here is about 1,000 feet. So can't really tell if this would if that would be visible or not. Hard to tell. So can't really judge off that one. So that one could potentially be accurate for curvature. Let's see. We were just looking at this one. Now this one, from what it appears, we're seeing the whole island. Let's see what's the difference between the two. That definitely is hidden more. So this is from Blackpool, and this one's also from Blackpool. This one's actually on the Rossall Beach, which is this picture here, and they said this was the sunset on August 10th, 2012, and it clearly shows the Isle of Man. It's 61 miles away from where they are. So they're not on the water, they're off the water, and I'm going to show you that. And it can only normally be seen 3 or 4 times each year, not because the Earth is actively rotating, but because of atmosphere and all that, it will hide it. So this beach here is this one. So let's get our measuring tool out. So it's the Rossall Beach. Whoops. Oh crap. Rossall Beach, which is really close to Cleveland's. So here we're at about 58.5 miles, depending on where they're looking at. For, let's see if we can get, let's try this one. So it's about 58, 59 miles. I mean, we're close. And elevation here again is minimal. I mean, we're talking about same thing, 10 feet. You know, it could be, you're going a little far off of the beaches, but we're looking at 10 feet at the most. So we'll say 10 plus 6 is 16, 59 miles. So 1,951, we should see less than 100 feet of this picture. I mean, of the island, but we're seeing way more than 100 feet. Way more than 100 feet. So this is definitely, it's flat. This is not being impacted by curve. Definitely not at all. And so you can look into that just to verify that is this is way more than 100 feet, and that's taken in account the observer's height. Just showing you this is where the Rossall Beach is. So here's Cleveland's, Rossall's, and then down here is the Blackpool. And so that's just the image here from the Blackpool. We can see here, I'll get rid of this one, that this is, for the most part, it's the same image. So this must be from, this must be that, it's not that same exact image, but it's pretty similar. And this is probably from this beach here. They probably took the same picture. Alright, so we're gonna move on from here. Need to zoom out a little bit. Alright, so here is Blackpool. Here's Winter Hill, Isle of Man. So Winter Hill, touching the ground at Isle of Man, and we are looking at 85 miles, 84 and a half, 85 miles. And I was trying to determine where exactly Winter Hill was, like this location of where this picture is taken, but we don't know of the exact location. But in Winter Hill, I mean, we're looking at elevation of 600, 700. We just went with 1,500. That's a really high number, but in this area, I haven't even found anything that was 1,000. But so elevation of observer, we just went high, 1,500 feet. Distance between 2 points, 85 miles. So I showed you that from Winter Hill to Isle of Man is 85 miles. So let's go to the calculator. So height of the observer, 1,500 and 85 miles. So we're overkilling it here. So we're looking at 941 feet would be hidden. So let's look at 85 miles. We have 4,816 feet. So think about that. From here to here, 85 miles. Think about 85 miles from where you are. That is 4,816 foot drop in curve. Or what you could say is that there is a hump from here to here with a 4,816 foot drop. I mean, that's massive. That is massive. Do you think that from this point here to here that there is a hump that drops down that much? What about Blackpool? So that's about 60. So that's 2,480. Is there a hump of water here that's 2,400 feet? Because this is below 2,400 feet below Blackpool. So just think about your area with that. Alright, so we're looking at 941 feet below, and this peak here is 2,034 feet above sea level. We're looking at the base here in yellow. That's somewhere around sea level, give an estimate. This is about halfway or so, and this is where the it's estimating about 1,000 feet. This is where the curvature, based on the height that we've given. So this is of the island. We should not see any of this. Oops, I guess I'm still on a line. We should not see any of this of the island. It should be hidden behind here. This would be which is fascinating because I'm looking at this dip right here, and this is for 85 miles. But that's kind of what we see in this picture, which this is 25 miles, 26 miles closer. That's really interesting. So we should be able to only see what's above this, but we see the whole thing. And we can see all the atmosphere and everything. Now, someone did a survey ordinance, which don't ask me what that is because I have no idea. Someone did this on Winter Hill and Isle of Man. And so this is what they came up with. Winter Hill looking south, Winter Hill looking north. So looking north, which I'm not exactly sure why the island like is reversed. But anyway, this is the Isle of Man right here. As you can see, it says Isle of Man, and this is exactly what we see. It's pretty flat, and that's all visible. And even this should not be that visible with the curvature. So this is just showing that surveying, they don't account for Earth curvature at all. We do see there is elevation that they account for, but they do not account for curvature. And he has blue as the imaginary horizon, so this is what we would only be able to see what was above that. Now, we also have an AutoCAD that someone did, and this blue is the curve of the Earth. So this is the line of sight, and the Earth curves down. So here we're at 1,500 feet. Over here on the far end, we should only be able to see the top about 1,000, just a little over like 1,000. I don't remember if that's 1,093. So we should only be able to see the top part of this. So 1,093 feet. And so this is just saying that our numbers are correct. So this is just some pictures that we are playing with, and this is definitely not a refracted light, because with refraction you have inversions and the picture is really weird. If you ever see images that are refracted, they don't look right. They're wavy, squiggly. They don't look perfect like this, even though this is really hazy.